Alright, so the underlying energy for you guys is the Six of Swords. There is a possible transition that y'all are going through right now in regards to love, in regards to everything, right? You're making some serious segues and progress right now in regards to your love life. And it's from a place of where you guys may have been feeling very, comfortable, but really more if this is being a comfort zone that you guys were, definitely prone to, clinging to and trying to stay in this energy here where you're not trying to exactly break free and go after new things. It was, but you guys are now doing it. You guys are taking the risk. You guys are going out there and step outside your comfort zone and making that transition out of this area. And I feel like it did get a little bit lonely. So you're taking risks. You're going out there and you're trying to find happiness. You're trying to find at least, a place where it's less turbulent and more open to possibilities of prosperity, right? And opportunities. Now, the current state of being, you have the Hermit. So I don't really like this for you guys. This is a card for Virgo, right? This you guys could be interacting with the Virgo, but it also indicates to me that there was a time period of looking, going within and looking within yourself and finding your confidence. This is not a bad card, right? This is really not a bad card. The only thing that makes this kind of like, ooh, I don't know about this. Potentially is that you have the Three of Cups here, right, as the blockage. Now, the Hermit to me is like you guys have went within, you guys did your soul searching, or you're doing your soul searching now, but your desired outcome is the Ten of Pentacles. So you want to commit to something, you want to be a part of something, you want to feel like you're involved in a relationship that feels very grounding, right? You want to feel like want to be in something real, right? But the thing here is that you have the Three of Cups as the reason why you're not able to get this right now. And I don't know if there's people around you that are trying to connect, but I do get this feeling maybe that there is this, maybe there is a community that you're surrounding, or people that you're surrounding, your close circle, that may not be seeing you eye to eye. It could also be that this situation is like you haven't reunited with the person that you've been wanting to get back together with. Maybe you've been single because you're still holding out for an individual, right? Maybe you're holding out to reconnect with somebody from the past, because in the past here, maybe there was just like everything was perfect, everything was balanced, or everything was like felt like it made sense. You got something out of it. Or perhaps you're not getting much out of the interactions that you've got currently. You're meeting people that don't really fit your criteria. But I do get this feeling as well that with the Three of Cups coming up, which can talk about celebrating and being again being surrounded by people that you care about. Maybe you're not letting your friends help you. Maybe you may need maybe a different perspective from your friends, but I don't think that's the case, right? I think it's just that the connecting portion of this dating situation or in a relationship currently is that you may not be feeling each other right now, or you may not be kind of connecting in the way that you're looking, in the way that you want. Maybe it's just, honestly, it could be that this relationship, for those of you that are in one, could just be strictly platonic. It could be just like, it's just kind of not really exciting. It's a lack of excitement, and it's just more of it's a very platonic energy anyway, naturally, the three of Cups. So it could be that things are just very platonic. So the best path to follow is the Ace of Cups, and it's talking about starting something new, starting something regarding love, being open emotionally, emotional growth. Uranus is talking about starting a new beginning in love. So perhaps with love in your life right now, there may just be there may be a way, there may be love open near or close to you right now, but it's just that perhaps you're secluded again. Maybe there is no interactions with people, not because that there's anybody around you, but that you are still in a place of solitude. Because the Hermit talks about being alone, talks about being by yourself. And it could be that there is no balance, there's no connecting here, because there isn't really any opportunity to reciprocate anything that you give out. Or are you giving anything? There's no action being done in regards to being out in public for some of you guys. For some of you guys, this is talking about being out, being alone, and not really interacting with folks. You're not trying to interact with people, maybe. And it's saying that so in your feelings. This is why your advice is saying, start a new beginning. Get out there, try. Get out there, put your heart out there, right? Let's see what your heart attracts. Fill your cup up with love. You did the soul searching, everything already, right? You looked within yourself. And I still think this is, the reading is about moving forward. Because we're in a place of, of kind of stagnancy. You weren't trying to kind of break free from your comfort zone. Well, you're still defensive about stuff. You're still defensive about meeting someone. Perhaps you're hoping that you don't get a player. Maybe you're hoping that you miss that mark right there and you get somebody that you can commit to. I think you want a commitment, but it's like it's still something here regarding how you are in regards to, you don't want to break out of this. You don't want. I feel like the reason why is because you're protecting yourself, right? You being isolated is safer than putting yourself out there and potentially, in what? Like, what, being mistreated? I don't know. Like, this, like, it's safer, but it doesn't mean that you can get this though. There's gonna have to be some give and take with it, right? You're gonna have to put some effort out there, see how it is if you want commitment. If you don't want commitment, then I guess this reading's fine. But Gemini, you're still holding back. You're still not totally out there. You're still protecting something. You're still protecting your emotions. You're still protecting how you feel. You're defensive about something. And I feel it's defensive of yourself. In your outcome, you have the 6 of Cups. This is the soulmate connection. This is about somebody potentially coming back to the past, but this is about nostalgia, looking back at the past, remembering that you can still find love. It doesn't have to just be in the future. It doesn't have to just be in the past, rather. Perhaps you're defensive and you're secluded because because the connection that you were in previously, you feel was the best you ever had, and the best you'll ever get, and that is not the case. For some of you guys are currently in a relationship. Maybe you feel like this is the best relationship you're ever gonna have. That's not the case either. And it doesn't mean you have to break up with this individual either. It just means that there is going to be a little bit of balancing within this relationship to be able to, get some sort of, to feel more stable, to feel like you can commit to it, to feel like you are in a place of support and security. The Knight of Wands is your hopes and fears. You want to have more fun, maybe. You want to have more passion. You want to feel more passionate about your relationship, potentially. Because right now, you're not. And it's because you're defensive about potentially something from the past. Or you're defensive you're defensive of yourself against other folks. And if there've been some things that have been said or done or was connected with somebody from the past, it didn't work out, it's understandable. But at some point, right? I mean, and I feel like with this desired outcome, this is even coming up. You deserve more, and I think you want more. Everything comes with a risk, and nothing's a guarantee, especially in love. But you don't have to be alone, and you definitely don't have to. But you don't have to be alone to protect yourself. You've healed these wounds. Right now, there is a little reflection looking within yourself needed right now too, I guess, right? You're going through a transition to help you build boundaries so that way you can start new. Emotional growth, yes, it comes with growing pains, but you learn from these pains. You learn how to protect your emotions with these pains. And it's not by isolation that's going to help you get there. Let's take a look at your romance angels this week, guys. Let's see. For some of you guys, you may just be like reserved too, because you're just not interested in, you know, in always initiating some sort of reaction or initiating some sort of interaction with people. It's completely understandable. But it looks like that's, you know, yeah, that it may be it, especially if you want to, you know, begin or create something or be involved in a friendship or relationship that, you know, makes you feel really good. Because the opportunity is yours. Don't wait for anybody else to create something beautiful. You do it. You've got it. What's the holding back for? Stress because of the second chance, the second time around opportunity. Maybe you may miss an opportunity, but this is the Six of Cups. This is in the outcome. This is either remembering or somebody coming back from the past, and I feel like there could be somebody that comes back from the past because you're open to love, and that way, and you have to initiate that openness to love. And how do you do that? You have to forgive and learn. Forgiving and learning is what the card says. But it says, as you release and heal the past, you experience more. Excuse me. I can't read upside down very well. So it's, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. That was my really bad attempt to read upside down, folks. I did really well in Taurus, but I just like having a hard time upside down. But that's what you gotta do. Some things, yes, it hurts. But don't let that keep you from being able to open up to love. You want to commit. You want some sort of cool commitment here with some people or with your partner to recommit yourself. It's going to require you to get out of this situation, to purge from this energy, and to be open. And you have to initiate that open energy. Initiate that you're open to love, and it'll come. Let's take a look at your whispers of love as well. Simple acts of kindness. Wow. Show simple acts of kindness. You know what's interesting? Aries got this too. A simple act of kindness can energize you and bring happiness to those around you. And this is the simple act of kindness has to be true to oneself, right? But this is you doing the action to make it happen. Going out of your way to make sure that you get what you want. You starting this new beginning. It may not be easy, especially where you're coming from, right? And everything that you've gone through. When this card comes up, that means you've been through some stuff with some individuals, and that sucks, right? But you are capable and lovable, and you are always loved. Don't let this keep you from getting this.